What's up, y'all? This is what's coming up next on the Green Acres YouTube channel. Good morning, y'all. Well, we're back for another day. You might even be able to, you might have even been able to, son of a bitch. Good morning, y'all. We're back today. Yesterday's video, you may have been even motherfucker.
Hey, we can't do nothing right, can we?
Nah, I can't even speak.
Gotta do that twice too.
Yeah. Can't even speak the motherfucking Queen's English. Good morning, y'all. You bunch of dirty animals.
Is it still the Queen's language? Because she did now. It's the King's language now.
Yeah.
We're in America. We don't believe in no fucking kings.
We don't care. You know what the problem is? You know what the real problem is? As long as the U.S. government taxes us just a little bit less than the English gets taxed, then they feel like they're on the right track. But they're not.
That part.
Yeah. Good morning, y'all. We're back. As you may have been able to tell at the end of yesterday's video, we were beat down. Man, we were tired. We were overheated. And we took a little bit of extra time to get here today. Had to go get a couple of drill bits. We actually got something to eat this morning, which we usually never do, which is another problem. But we're back today to continue with the dozer deal. I'm going to pay a little bit better attention today, so when I do put stuff on this thing, I don't have to take it back off and redo it. So that's going to be a theme today, is stop messing stuff up. So the first thing is I wanted to I kind of go over, you know, why we've done what we've done. And this is a perfect opportunity because we have old parts and new parts, and they're all sitting out here. So the sprocket, you can see that this sprocket looks a little sharpened. You know, it's not worn out, but it is. You can see how much that tooth is worn down. This is 3/16. This is 3/8 on the top. So obviously that's a problem. A little bit of wear. Here is our original wheel. I don't know if this wheel's been replaced at some point in the life of this thing, but the new one is, let's see. This wheel rides inside. You can see that there's a little bit of room in there. It looks like, if I can get a tape measure in there, from the inside, it's probably about a 1/4 of an inch. It's probably about a 1/4 of an inch right there of room to move. So the old wheel, there's almost a 1/4 inch difference. So there was a 1/4 inch of extra, so that means a 1/2 inch plus the chain. So this chain right here, here's the bottom of the chain. This is what rides on this. That doesn't necessarily ride on that. It rides on our idler that's not on here yet, and the front idler wheel. And where all that takes place is about 2 inches from the bottom of the chain to the center of the pin. So if we go over here to our old chain, here's the bottom of the chain. Here's where the pads were. Chain's upside down. So if we look at that, that's 1 3/4 inches. So there has been 1/4 of an inch that has been worn down off of these pads that ride on the idlers. There's what it looks like on the sprocket. So all of these little bits and pieces that are worn here, you know, everything's worn just a little bit, and that causes an issue. Makes things loose, makes the chain want to jump off. You can tighten it up, but it's still not real tight because it's just, the tolerance is way wider than what it was. So, you know, we're hoping that with all this work and money spent that we, one of two things. We have a fully functioning piece of equipment that is reliable. That's what we're trying to do, is make something reliable, because, you know, when we were pushing trees around and building fires and stuff like that, doesn't matter. If this thing quits right here, it doesn't matter. But when we're going to put this thing in a position to where if it gets stuck, we're kind of stuck. Like, we have no other equipment to pull this thing out of something. It has no winch to pull itself. So, you know, it could be a problem. Second thing is that, you know, maybe someday when I'm done bulldozing, if I sell this thing, I feel like I can confidently sell it to someone as a very, very good conditioned, fully functioning, and it makes it worth more money. I mean, anybody that knows anything about bulldozers, and I know now, I didn't know before, but anybody that knows anything about bulldozers, when you look at a bulldozer and you say, well, you know, I can put an undercarriage on it myself or whatever. Well, it's a minimum of $10,000 in parts, let alone labor. By the time you're done, take it apart and find more stuff, it's probably more like $15,000 worth of parts. And then if you can't do the labor, you're really in trouble. Really in trouble. So it just makes it worth more money in the end if in fact we do end up getting rid of it. So, but you know, that's something that's down the road. And but today we're going to continue on with cutting some pads off. We're going to get this other chain put on. I'm going to work on some of this other business over here. And at some point, I hope this actually turns into a fully functioning machine. And I hope it's sooner than later, because I'm going to be honest with you, I am ready to go for a cruise on this thing. And I'm ready to get some real work done instead of all this chicken shit work we've been doing. I don't like that kind of work. This is more up my alley. So man, it's hot out, but it is overcast. So it's nothing compared to what it was yesterday. We won't leave here today feeling like we're going to pass out. So let's get to it. By the tail.
Yep.
How's it looking?
Looks good. I just gotta get this link moved.
Some washers. I'm assuming, I can tell by just the design of this, it's flat in there. It's all flat. On the inside of here, or the outside of this link where it's going to ride, smaller than this is. So, putting these bad boys in just like that. Got a little paint in this one that's holding us out, I think. Lost one. All right, that's close. Now, we're gonna clean this up a little bit and install that pin, and then this track will be on. But first, we're gonna get a plate and verify that it's on correctly before we put the pin in.
Looks like it.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got the track on. It's all finished. It's even on the correct direction. Zach is working on getting the last, 5 pads off of this chain. He's been working on that for a minute. I have finally figured out how to drill like a tool steel bushing without tearing everything up. So these are finished. I think what's going to happen is maybe when Zach is finished with these guys, we'll put that on the ground. I'll flip this over. I'll start working on one of the front bushings, and we'll grab another chain. Zach can start on that. And then I've got to be at a machine shop before 4:30. And it's going to take me about 40 minutes to get there. So we'll get done what we can, head to the machine shop, and get that taken care of. We'll see where we end up today. I am working on another bushing. I'll be glad when those are done. It seems like it just takes forever to get them done. Zach is actually working on track pads. He's got one whole chain, all the bolts cut out of it, all the pads out, and he's working on putting all the new fasteners in the chain and track pads. That looks like it's coming along pretty nicely also.
Yep, I'll be ready to move it here in a minute.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. This thing is actually really starting to look like it's kind of back together. Pretty soon we'll be putting hydraulic hoses on. That'll be something, huh? All right, y'all, that's it for today. Zach's got some of his track pads on. I've been working on this for the last little bit. We gotta get the trailer. Gotta take it home. We did a lot of the same stuff today that we did yesterday, so I'll probably just lump this in with tomorrow's or whatever we're gonna do with that. So I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. It's a possibility that I got a buddy coming to look at some property here in town, so I may take tomorrow off and do that with him, and then be back the following day or something like that. I don't know, we'll figure that out. But either way, the next day I come back, I'll be getting you guys some substandard content to look at. So, been a great day. Y'all have a great night. I know I will. Good morning, y'all. Welcome back for day 2 of this video. It's a little cooler out this morning, so I know the heat's coming though. Zach's utilizing the cooler part of the day to get some track pads cut off and use a little fire over there. I'm picking up where I left off with this bushing. I'll get that thing handled here in another hour probably. And then I got to take this thing tomorrow at some point and get some welding done on it. And then I'll be able to get that thing installed on the unit over there. So let's see how this goes. Let's get to it. All right, y'all, I'm gonna start cleaning this up a little bit. I got a pin here that's getting all janky from sitting around. I gotta clean up, and I'm gonna clean that bushing up, and then I'm gonna see if these things actually fit or not. And I'll go to work after that making them fit if they don't.
right, come down just a little bit.
Maybe I'll set it on the back of the trailer so I can start grinding on it or something.
Cool. Yeah, all right. Here. Beautiful.
Grab that track. Grab that chain.
Drag it out that way as best you can.
Well, I am grinding some weld down. We kind of built some of this back up because it was worn. I got the pin cleaned up. I got the bushing cleaned up in the back of the blade, and that's fit. I'm running out of grinding discs, so working on this right now. But as soon as Zach is done with his mini track pads, we think we can get on and not hinder us getting the C-frame on the front of it, we're gonna stop for today, and we're going to run to the store and get, we need a few things, but one of them is grinding discs. So what I'd like to do tomorrow is get this thing ground and fit to this, get the plates on it, so I can really see what I got to do to get this thing to fit. So yeah, I'm grinding. Alright y'all, this is test fit number 2. I'm gonna get this thing in here and start taking some measurements of my my blocks. That thing's hooked to the top real good, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Pick it up.
I'm getting ready to leave. I got to go get some grinding discs. Tomorrow, probably come in a little bit early because I have to leave to go get welding done in the early afternoon. And so that's going to shorten our day up tomorrow, but I'm sure we'll come in and get plenty of stuff done. It's going really slow. This mocking it up and fitting things and honing out the bushings and stuff is just insanely slow. But we're trying, we're working. You guys are basically gonna see 1/10 of that time because you can only see me honing a bushing and installing bushings so many times. You don't want to see that all day long. So I've refit this. We got some grinding to do, but like I said, once I get my grinding pads, I'll start working on that in the morning. Zach is getting this side taken care of. Actually, it looks like he might be done with what he's putting on. So basically what we're gonna do is, I'm hoping that in a couple days we get our upper rollers, which they bolt right here. The pedestal comes up and the roller sits right here. Supports the chain. So we don't want to, number one, block that from going on. If we run out of stuff to do, we're gonna start putting hoses on. I'm hoping that after our welding deal with that tomorrow, the following morning, we should be able to come in and put it on. Everything's here and ready to go. That's kind of why we left the track pads off over here, because we know that once we put this in, we got to put pins in and put nuts and bolts in to lock the pins in, and it's just going to be easier to do that. Now, tomorrow, as we get moving along, maybe we'll throw another 4 or 5 pads on the top of this, and I mean, we do have room for that, but it's just time. We'll see what we end up with. We were waiting for some washers. Zach actually found some we had, so he finished up putting the bolts all in this left side rear sprocket. So listen guys, that's going to be it for today. We're going to go to the store. We're going to spend a little money, get a little get some hardware, some grinding pads. But we will be back that first thing in the morning, creating about as much substandard YouTube content as you can handle. I'm gonna finish picking everything up, and then we're out. Y'all have a great night. I know I will.